Hello and welcome to The Real Talk. My name is Sierra and today we are joined by William and Maria. William and Maria are immigrants from Colombia who have chosen Vernon, BC to be their home. We're going to be going into their story, why they left Colombia, the immigration process, what they plan on doing with their futures in Canada, and so much more. Let's get into it. Well, thank you, William and Maria, for coming on today. I'm so excited to have you here.
Thank you for having us. We are so excited too.
Yeah, it's going to be great. Okay, so let's dive right into it. So, can you tell us a little bit about your background and what prompted you to move from Colombia to Canada?
So we came here from Colombia because we were really excited to live in a English-speaking country. Like that was our dream since we were like kids. And I was personally working for a company that has like a branch here in Canada, like lots of branches. And that's one of the ways that we fell in love with the country because we came here and like in 2019 and we realized how beautiful the country is. So
We really liked it when we came to Canada in 2019. Once we were back in Colombia, we said like, oh, we need to see how we go and how we immigrate to Canada because we really liked it.
Yeah, so it started from that, right?
Oh yeah.
I would say, yeah.
Like from the dream that I had since I was little. If you ask my family, they will tell you. Like I always wanted to come to Canada. I don't know why. But then we also know that Canada is the safest country, or it is safer. So we always wanted something like that, like a low-paced lifestyle, in a way of saying it.
Yeah, so what was life like in Colombia?
It's safe. Like the country has changed a lot from what it was back in the 90s. But like we really wanted something different and meet lots of people from different countries and cultures. So that was like something that really made us like take the decision to just move abroad. Yeah. And practice more, like also our English. Like it's really important.
So I think that we had like a really nice life in Colombia. We worked from home, beautiful weather the whole year round. Always like 27 degrees. We had the best health insurance we could afford. Everything was great, but there is, safety issues and all of that. And we always, sometimes you have it all, but you want more, you want like to live different experiences outside of the country. Like I always wanted to, live abroad. And this was a great opportunity for us.
It was the best. I'm so happy.
Yeah.
So in 2019, as you said, you came to Canada once and you fell in love with it. Why did you come to Canada for that trip, and what were the specific things that made you fall in love with Canada?
So we were working for Fitbit in Medellin. They have like a branch. And then we were hearing that people were working for another company, that they were paying like better and better benefits and everything. So that's when we decided to just move to that company. And it turns out that they were like preparing a team to go to Toronto and learn about HR and Canadian payroll. So we were like, this is what we have to do. So we took the chances. We changed like jobs, and then we got like the job, and we were like taken to Toronto in 2019, basically in just like 2 months. Like we got some training, and then they processed the visas. It was for a training for 3 months, and that's how we got like to Canada in 2019, like the first time, and that was amazing. It was all career like related and job related, so.
Holy. That's
Yeah.
a fast process.
Yeah, it was really fast. I got my visa like in a week, I believe so. Yeah,
Yes.
and then I stayed like Will stayed a little bit longer than me. I stayed like 2 months.
Yeah.
And then we learned all the processes. We got to, have dinners in the CN Tower. You get to know the country and the city and everything. We loved it. We just thought it was so organized and beautiful. And we went in the fall also. So the leaves and everything was beautiful.
Yeah, definitely an ideal time to visit Canada for
Yeah.
the first time. Yeah.
It was so good. And we went to the Niagara Falls because some friends from the company, the Canadian friends, they just said, you gotta go to Niagara Falls. So we were like, wow. And we have some pictures, so yeah, it's magical.
Yeah, we took like thousands of pictures. It was so great.
After your trip in 2019, you decided that this is what you wanted. You wanted a Canadian life. But as we all know, something happened in 2020 and it slowed down your entire process. So what happened throughout the COVID pandemic for you guys?
Like we still had our jobs because we were working remotely, so like job based and related to that, like everything was fine. But we really noticed that the processes for immigration were like really delayed. Like COVID really affected that part, and the system was like getting better, but it took like 2 years for us to fully realize like now is the time to do it. Like now everything seems to be more stable, and that's when we started the process, like early 2022.
And we also heard things like there were people like immigrants in Canada that had to go back to their countries because all jobs and everything, a lot of them closed, especially like the tourism area, restaurants, all of that. Like they closed. Some people had to go back to Colombia and all of that. So we were like waiting for things to, go back to normal so we could, plan to come here.
In 2022, you finally got everything processed. And where did you end up choosing to land and make your home in Canada?
Initially Kelowna, but then like we from Colombia, we realized that Vernon was included in the RNIP, which is a program that really allow us to get the immigration process like the best and the fastest way. So that's why we initially landed in Kelowna, just to get like a sense of the place and the area. But then in like 2 months we moved to Vernon.
Yeah, like my college, like I came here as an international student, and then he got the work visa. But then my college was in Kelowna, like my career, what I was studying was in Kelowna. So we stayed like the 2 months in Kelowna just to, get used to like where is college, what bus am I taking, transport wise, all the things. And then once I realized we could, like travel every day and everything, we moved to Vernon in 2 months. Yeah.
That's a lot to happen. New country, new city, and then to another new city.
Yeah.
Kelowna doesn't have like immigration programs, or I guess they do, but we fit more into the Vernon immigration program, so that's why we are here and we love it.
So you just mentioned the RNIP program, which stands for Rural and Northern Immigration Pilot. I had never heard about this until I talked to you guys a couple months ago to do a bit of a pre-interview. Could you tell us more about it? Because I feel like it's really important for people to know about these programs.
So, like this program is aiming to specifically target some communities, rural communities for Canada in some of the provinces, and they are choosing some immigrants that meet some requirements. For example, the language. Also, like that they have to have a job. It has to be a certain wage. Also, like there are some requirements that if you meet them, you can get the permanent residency a little bit faster than how it was back in the days, like a little bit more like a fast track kind of program. Mm-hmm. So when we realized about that program, we immediately learned about like everything about the requirements, how to get them, and we prepared like everything before even coming to Canada. So once we were here in Kelowna, then we moved to Vernon because we knew that it was part of the communities. There are like 11 communities. And this program already ended, but they are going to change it for something called RCIP. Mm-hmm. So it's a really good program.
Do you know what RCIP stands for?
I think it's Rural Community.
Okay.
Yeah.
So similar.
So, yeah, it's really similar.
Yeah.
And the other thing is only for cities that are like under 50,000 population.
Right.
So small cities,
Yeah.
I don't know if Vernon still fits there because I feel it. I feel that it has grown, but yeah.
So we all know that immigrating is not cheap. Can we go into some of the financial costs that go into immigrating to a new country?
Sure. Okay, so there are several ways people can come to Canada, but we came specifically as international students. I think that's one of the most expensive ways of coming to Canada. But one of the things you have to have is $20,000 for each person. I mean, $20,000 if you are alone, and it's, I believe, like $4,000 more if you are with another person. Mm-hmm. So you have to show the government of Canada or the embassy from your country that you have that money. You also have to have the first year of college, which was in 2022 for my college, which is the Okanagan College. I have to have $15,000, a little bit more than that.
On top of?
On top of that money. Yeah. And then you also have to show that you have, your money for your tickets and that you can survive here in the country. But other than that, things you don't have or you don't take into account when immigrating is, for example, in Colombia, we have like very reliable transport system, and then when we came here we realized that we needed to buy a car, so that was like our car was like $11,000, and you can just start like adding up to all the things you need to buy when you start coming here, because renting Airbnb is more expensive than renting from an owner. But no landlord will take you without references. So you need to, come stay in an Airbnb for a couple months and there start searching, building your work experience, all of that. So it is very expensive if you take into account all of that.
Yeah, and then once you move into your own place, then you have to furnish your own place. So you need to buy beds and furniture and all of that. And I'm sure you didn't come here with a lot of your own possessions either. It's probably too expensive to like ship all of that, right?
And then in college you have to pay 3 times. I think it's like 3.5 times more than a domestic student. So yeah, you have to, and you cannot access like sponsorships or scholarships or any of that, being like an international student.
Wow. Yeah. So it takes a lot of planning and organization to be able
saving.
And saving to be able to do what you did. So I guess the fact that you guys did have to wait a little bit throughout COVID probably helped with that.
Yes, it helped.
Yeah, and like we had a condo in Colombia that we actually, when we realized that COVID happened, like we were like, let's invest, and we bought a condo. But one of the reasons that we came here financially and we had like the money, we sold the condo to come here. And we haven't even mentioned like the immigration cost that is related to the permanent residency, which is like $3,000. You also need to like demonstrate that you are healthy, so you won't be, like a burden for the healthcare system, which we totally understand. That's another like $1,000. And yeah, the little things that add up to the process.
Yes, and the visa cost is also like, I don't even remember how much, but it's not for free. Like you have to pay a lot of money for biometrics and then the visa and then lots of things.
Yeah, and I'm sure just the little things like getting BC IDs or BC driver's licenses.
I know.
Yeah, all of the little things. Yeah, it definitely all adds up. So like well over probably $50,000.
Probably, yeah.
Yeah.
I think so.
Yeah. Yeah. And I mean, it says a lot that you basically sold what you had in Colombia to make a life here.
Yes,
Yeah.
it's like starting from zero,
Yeah.
It's kind of risky.
It's scary too.
But totally worth it.
Yeah. What did your families think when you said we're moving to Canada?
I think my dad was like, "Are you sure?" Because I had a good job. I was a supervisor in a big company, like international company, and we already had a condo, and I was 28. So it was good, because for this generation, it's kind of hard to own something. And we had a really good life. In Colombia, you can even have like a maid, and like she will prepare, delicious foods and nutritional stuff all the time. So we had a really good like life in Colombia. But I was like, this is what I want. And it was a dream, as Maria was saying, like I always wanted to live abroad. And you had it like Canada. Like,
yeah,
I was
have
like,
Canada
I want
everywhere.
So I was like, this is what we want, even if we have to do those things, just to improve our lives and just live the dream, So.
Like I had my sister ask me like, but why are you doing this? Like there are a lot of unfortunate people, in Colombia, but we were one of the luckiest one that we have like a really good job. We could, afford an apartment. We could afford a good health insurance. We could, travel, whatever we wanted to do. We could even have a maid. We had a really nice life. So she was wondering like, why are you guys leaving if you have everything here? But yeah, we just like more of a necessity or something like that. It was just a wish, or I don't know.
Literally.
Making a dream come true,
Yes,
Yeah.
exactly.
even though it's really hard.
Oh yeah. Even though we had to leave everything behind and start from zero. Yeah.
Even our cat. Like we left Foxy with my parents because like based on our research we realized that landlords sometimes they don't like when you have pets. So we were like we're just starting and they might, not like us that we have a pet. So we were like, he has to stay. But he's fine.
Yes, and also the other thing was like insurance for pets. We didn't know anything about that, and we were like, trying to not spend that as much, at least at the beginning. And we said like, no, we better just leave him. He is with his parents, with Will's parents.
So housing, as we all know, is a really tough situation. And you just said that you spent a couple months at Airbnbs, and oh my goodness, I can't even imagine the cost of that. So how did you end up finding a place to live in Vernon?
Well, we started off in an Airbnb, and it was a micro apartment, like 27, square feet. I was just not having it. I was like desperate of finding, another place, but Will was happy there. He wanted to stay there, but I just couldn't, like. So I was desperately trying to find something that was like the same amount of money. It was like 1670, I believe, that we were paying there. And I was, like, I want him to agree, so I want to find something similar in price, which is very difficult in this housing market right now. So I started, sending lots of, applications for landlords. Nobody even replied to me. Yes, it was so sad. And it was, like a week before I needed to renew the contract with that Airbnb because, we needed to pay again. And I was like, oh my God, I won't find anything. But then this person replied to me. He speaks Spanish. He loves the language. He's Canadian, but he lived in Chile a couple of years. So I guess he's more used to the Latin culture and all of that. And he was like, where are you guys from? I saw your profile. He first, did some research. I was like, oh, we're from Colombia, blah, blah, blah. And I went the same day to check the apartment, and the other day we had it. It's not an apartment, it's a suite.
Oh,
Yeah.
even better.
Even better, and it was 1450. Like, we are even paying cheaper. And it's like bigger. It has like 2 rooms, and then it's really nice. In Coldstream, beautiful area. We are so happy there.
Yeah, and how long have you been there now?
Like a year and a half.
Oh, wow, so like a significant amount of time.
Yes.
Yeah, and I guess you probably just plan on staying there for as long as you
Oh,
can.
Yeah.
Yeah, we have to take advantage of that pricing because I know we won't be able to find that price. Like,
Not again, no, probably not. Yeah, unless you knew somebody, but the odds aren't high.
Yeah.
And the good thing is it includes everything. We don't have to pay in Wi-Fi, in internet or utilities or anything.
Wow, yeah. Holy, so you really came across something special.
Oh yes,
Yeah.
we were so lucky.
I think it's also like manifestation. Like it's really like this is what we needed, and she just went for it, and she attracted that. No, I really believe that.
So you've been here for almost 2 years now, and what are some of your favorite things about living in Vernon?
I think it's like the landscapes, like the outdoor activities. I also go and train like in the table tennis club that we have here, like once per week. So I go and play with some seniors from the Halina Center. And there are so many little things that you can do in Vernon, or for example, the ICP too, which is in Armstrong, but little things that, you can go and attend, and it's part of, belonging to the community. So.
And the lakes. The lakes are so beautiful, and so many activities that you can do, in, how do I say it? Like, activities al aire libre.
Outdoor
activities. Like so many outdoor activities, so many like the nature is beautiful and the low paced, rhythm of life that you have here is great.
Yeah, so Colombia, you've said it a couple times that it's low paced here. Was it a lot more like busy and high paced in Colombia then?
Yeah, especially
We came from a city that is 4 million people. So, yes, lots of, tall buildings and, lots of things to do, but more of a traffic. The traffic is horrible and things like that.
yeah, and little things like when you go out and you see a deer, like literally outside of your house, like that's so nice. Like
So how have you found fitting in and making friends here in Vernon?
it's been easy for us. People are really friendly, especially in our jobs. So I guess that's how people normally get friends, at least us. Like in your job, you get to meet some people and then you go out and hang out with them. It's been easy for us. Something else that we have done with friends here, like we have been into Cal Lake in a boat, and it was literally one of the best. Like I was able to like I was so scared of like just like swimming in the middle of the lake because I get kind of scared a little bit. But there were dogs and all the precautions were taken, and my friends just took us. They actually took us.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
And we are going camping this weekend with friends too. Like we want the real, experience of camping. We have
Canadian
never
experience.
done it, not even in Colombia. So we noticed here that camping is like the big deal, and there are so many good stuff that you can find for camping. It's gonna be amazing. We are so excited.
Yeah, so will this be your first time camping?
Yes.
Oh my goodness.
We're
We did
excited.
it once we were in a cabin, so that's not real camping.
It's not the same.
Yeah, it's not the same.
So is this tents then? Are you staying in tents or in like a camper kind of thing?
In the car. We are sleeping in the car.
Yeah, fair. Yeah.
Yeah. But we're thinking about buying like a serious tent, like 360 with windows and stuff. 360
Oh,
degrees
yeah,
view.
The camping culture is amazing. I really want to get into that.
Yeah, I mean, it's something that you can do from the spring all the way until like later into the fall with the correct gear. So, yeah, that's awesome. So, what are some firsts that you have experienced in Canada? Like, did you see snow for the first time? I know you said you'd just been on the boat. I'm sure there's animals you'd never seen before, like all sorts of different things. Yeah.
Like the years, we also went to Silver Star, and it was so good. It's scary to drive, but once we were there, like we took so many pictures and videos, and I was with my parents too because they came to visit us for like 1 or 2 months, and yeah, it was the best. Like seeing snow by like the first time, because in 2019 we didn't see snow.
Something that I didn't expect to see was like the snow. It has like little, how is it called?
Patterns.
Sparkles.
Yeah.
And then at night with the lights or with the moon, and that's so cute and beautiful. Like I couldn't believe it. Like seeing snow for the first time was, like a dream. Yeah. And if you see the landscape and the houses, it looks so cute. It's beautiful.
That's so
Like we love all seasons. Just because you don't see that in our country, everything is green the whole year, and it's good because you can grow, food the whole year round. But seeing the 4 seasons is beautiful as well. They change everything.
Like especially like fall, it's such a different thing for us. Like seeing the trees in those colors.
What was your first winter like?
It was a little bit scary and kind of hard on us because I think we had the winter tires, but we didn't know much about winter driving. We read a lot about it, but like when you really have to face it, it's scary. So, but it was good. Like
Till
great.
today, I'm super scared of driving in the snow and the black ice, all of that. And I like no, no, thank you. I don't want to drive. It's too scary for me. I guess I'll get used to it, but
That's why we chose Vernon also because it has like one of the mildest weathers kind of.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, Canadians get scared about driving in the snow, so you're definitely not left out there.
Oh my God.
Yeah. What was it like being in like negative temperatures for the first time? Like that kind of thing must have been really eye-opening.
Yeah, I was like, wow, this is it now. Like, this is the real like snow happening. Yeah, I was like, it's cold, but like if you gear yourself properly and you like are mentally ready for it, like you just go with it.
We did our research, that like dressing with layers and all of that. Like we did our research, so we did fine. We are doing fine. The only thing I don't like about winter is the driving. That's the only thing I don't like.
So you mentioned earlier that you came here on a student visa and you came here on a work visa. What were you going to school for when you initially came to Canada?
I was doing like a postgraduate program in human resources management, but I just realized along the way that I hated it. I honestly didn't want to do it anymore. My whole, life or work experience is based in admin, and I was sick of it. Like after 12, 13 years working on that, I am like, no, this is not for me. Like I am a very active person. I like to help people. That's not the way I was doing that. So we started working for this company, which is a senior facility, and we loved it so much. We loved it so much to help, the seniors in the place. So at this company and the government, they have a program in which they pay for your studies and they pay while you are studying, and then you certificate as a healthcare aide. And then you start working with the company that's sponsoring you for 1 year, and then you can do with your life whatever you want. But it's amazing. We really, I personally love working with seniors and helping them, and I just love it.
You're doing the same thing, right?
Yeah. And it's like very similar. Like when I was 18, I started working also in the administrative industry, customer service, also ended up in HR, kind of. So I realized that that's something I didn't want to continue doing because it was like 12 years of that. Like I was honestly tired. And when I was like 16, I wanted to actually study something related to or belong to the healthcare industry. But it was really expensive in Colombia. So I was like, when I saw the opportunity that the government was giving, and like we also wanted to, give back to the community, so and help those people, like seniors, and also in emergency rooms, because we plan to also study to be an LPN, licensed practitioner nurse. So we were like, this is the beginning of that career that we want to continue building. So we were like, yeah, we're gonna do this, and we quit our jobs, and now we're studying, and we're happy now in finals. So. Yeah.
Yeah, it's I think it's the joy of, doing whatever you like.
Absolutely. And you both just seem so happy being able to be in this program and going forward with your careers. And you just seem so excited about being able to give back to the community that welcomed you. Yeah.
Honestly, yeah. I think that's really important because like if you're working in a business job, yeah, it's important, you're helping people, but it's not the same like truly helping others who really need some additional support so they can continue doing their lives like normal, like how they were before, especially if now they have, let's say, Alzheimer or Parkinson's disease. So we really think that that's something we wanted to do, especially in this town that has given us so much.
Oh, yes. And especially because it's so needed. Like, even if we become like LPNs and then maybe RN or something related to the health industry, we will be, be useful for the community and give back.
And there are so many job opportunities in this part of, in this industry. So we also wanted to secure also like our future because it's a good industry. And it's different. But once we started learning more about the human body and diseases and stuff, like we have taken so many consciousness on how important it is to like, take care of yourself, good nutrition, all of that. So it's like we have learned so much already.
And how long have you been in school for that so far?
I would say 3 months. Something
3
like
months,
that.
but
Yeah.
it's like 7.5 hours a day of study. Like you. So it's like kind of a compressed program.
Intense, yeah.
Intensity, yeah, it's a high intensity program.
What are your long-term plans for your future in Canada?
I think we want to buy a house, and we actually want to have like maybe a cow or chicken if it's allowed, and goats if possible. And we want to continue with our career to become an LPN or RN if it's possible, and like just keep following our passion. Like it's something we really want to do. Just
Yeah, I really like to give back to community. So I think I'll study LPN. I'll start working maybe in a hospital or something like that, and then I think I want to continue growing my knowledge in the health industry field. I don't know if it will like it will be like nutrition or things like that, but I really want to to dedicate my life to the health industry. I'm really liking it.
I also want to continue with our Instagram accounts and like let people know that they can immigrate to Canada and that they can just follow their passion if this is what they want. And yeah, just keep dreaming.
Okay, this is our last question. If our listeners could take away one thing from today's interview, what should it be?
I'll say don't be afraid to start from zero and change the things you are not, happy with in your life. We started in Canada from zero. We sold our house. We sold everything that we had in Colombia to come to this country, start from zero. And now we are changing everything to follow our passion, which is, help others and work in the health industry. And it's something completely new for us, but it's definitely worth it. So I want you guys to know that it's completely worth it. And also to have faith in immigrants, because there are some really good people out there that want to come to Canada and make a difference and contribute to the country and the community.
And I think like even if you see that immigration could be somehow affecting the country, there's always a good part of it, and people are really trying to do good in the community. So yeah, just keep that in mind.
Okay, so we've reached the end of today's interview. I just want to thank William and Maria for coming on one more time.
Thank you for
Thank you
having
so
us.
much.
Yeah, of course. It's so wonderful, and I just love what you guys had to say about everything. I think people will really get something out of this interview.
That's great.
Thank you.
Yeah,
Thank you.
yeah, of course. Perfect. So thank you to everybody for tuning in, and we can't wait to see you next episode. Bye.
Bye.
Bye.